Waiting at the cattle guard at the vineyard to pull on with a trailer load of cattle or horses, some days it strikes me how incongruent our way of life is to the life of Highway 93, or 93 as we locals refer to it. There are times we feel like a natural history diorama as the life of the road flows by our gate. U.S. Highway 93 runs from Canada to Mexico, a major thoroughfare running north and south. From Jackpot, Nevada to Wells, Nevada, we have an average of 2,500 vehicles flowing by day and night. There are 3 ranches along this reach of 93, the Hubbard and Vineyard being the only lights for 65 miles that are right along the banks of the highway. This lifeline of commerce, highway of vacationers and snowbirds, convenient river of asphalt sees life come and go. Children leave and come home. Generations pass. All the while the world changes about us as we work our way through season after season. The cowboy on his horse, the skier zooming by in his BMW, as Joseph Campbell puts it, comfortable in their appalling state of alienation called normality, each making assumptions about the other.
Years ago we were doctoring calves. We had a ranch pickup and a gooseneck trailer with a CB radio in it. And we could hear the truckers talking to each other as they drove by the ranch. We were in the brush with our saddle horses and our ropes down. And one trucker said to the other one, "Look at those 2 cowboys out there. Wouldn't that be the life?" And the other one said, "It sure would, not a care in the world." What they didn't realize was we had probably 20 scour and sick calves to doctor. We had a huge mess on our hands. I guess the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
The transformation of today's West is of mythic proportions, making it sometimes difficult to recognize a once familiar landscape. There seems to be a type of schizophrenia about the West. The cowboy culture has become the stuff of iconic American mythology, a worldwide love affair. The world seems to love cowboys, yet hates cows. The connection that without cows there won't be any working cowboys is lost to many. There are times that our lives as ranchers seem to take on mythic qualities, journeying through strange and foreign lands, requiring great tests of mental strength, ingenuity, and stamina. I once wrote that the anesthesia of sagebrush protected us from the outside world. Today, as ranchers living a life dictated by Mother Nature, it is hard not to notice that the climate-controlled world is knocking at our door. The background rumble of the highway is always there to remind us of this. Through the years, we've had a lot of people come in off the highway needing gas or mechanical help or roadside assistance. And one time that I just particularly remember, we had had lunch at the cookhouse and we're sitting around visiting, and there was a knock at the door. I went to answer the door, and here was this young guy with a 6-inch mohawk and hardware hanging off his face, and both of us were pretty startled. I realized afterward that how much courage it took him to walk into the ranch and ask help from a bunch of buttoned-up, straight-laced, clean-shaven cowboy types in the middle of nowhere. But at the time, I think each were pretty cautious of the other. When all was over, both parties realized that each had a lot more civility and kindness and helpfulness than I think they might have expected when they first encountered one another. As much as we want to continue our way of life, the world has snapped a jerk line onto our independence and strong sense of individualism. There is a taming going on that appears to be a choice of being front-footed and brought to the ground, or a choice to give to some of the pressure and create some slack. Change is inevitable. Change is scary, but change always presents opportunity. The maturing West we are witness to is recognizing its limitations of water, space, and resources. And as ranchers with a sometimes generational vested interest, we are snared right in the middle. I want to believe that the golden age of the West is ahead of us, and we will build lasting edifices of healthy streams, plant and soil communities, and abundant wildlife. Instead of an ongoing debate, it will be a world of sustainable action to reach our on-the-ground goals. In the golden era, when you drive through the rural West, there will be healthy, economically diverse communities that have preserved their resource-based industries. There will be a food system based on regional distribution, and more people will know what ranch or farm the food on their plate came from. They will know the name of the family who raised the pot roast on their Sunday table. This will be a West that some who went before envisioned, a West of mythic proportions. Isolation can be an intoxicating drug that prevents a fully human experience. Every once in a while, it's good to have guys with pink hair and silver nails in their tongues drop in. Then the highway doesn't represent so much an otherworldliness as just the world of which we are a full participant. Ready or not, here we come.